My name is Brooke Allen. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Jason Williams, Portland, Tennessee, which is about 30 miles north of Nashville.
Kevin Williams, Nashville, Tennessee.
I'm Dwayne, D-U-A-N-E, last name is S-A-Y, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. My family traveled in full-time gospel music, so I'm from a little bit everywhere.
Hi, I'm Erica Brooke, and I am from Memphis, Tennessee.
Started my band, BAMM, in '96, and we came down here and played Elvis for the first time in 1998.
My mom taught me bass actually, and my family were gospel music singers and traveled full-time on the road since I was 12 years old till I was 18. We traveled in gospel music, so I played bass professionally from 12 years old.
My uncle lived next door, was a bluegrass player, and he played with Flat and Scruggs and some of those guys way back in the barn dance days, back in the 40s and 50s. And he just got me started on the acoustic guitar. I want to learn how to play the guitar to meet girls. That's how it started. And then just took it from there. He showed me a few chords, and I drove mom and dad nuts with those for a while I learned new songs. And just over the years, we've just picked up more, and just music's always been a love. It's a soul cleanser. It's what keeps you sane sometimes. When you got bad stress or you had your heart broken, music's never going to break your heart. It's never going to leave you. It's always going to be there.
Actually, I started playing around with Kevin, my brother, who's a guitar player in the band, when I was in about 5th grade. Kind of started messing around with the drums a little bit. And 6th grade, I went to middle school, joined a marching band, and that's kind of where it really took off from there. And then we kind of put the band together in about 1996, I believe it was. Myself and Brooke and Kevin started out in the upstairs bedroom at my parents' house, kind of putting some songs together, and then it's kind of progressed from there. And here we are about 16, 17 years later, still together playing.
Everybody said it was a shame, but some people were working on the street. Every day before summertime, she go down by the drum house. She picked her mess up herself. She carried it home and told us.
Kevin, man, he's my brother. He's my brother, although he's not my brother. Kevin, here's the backstory to BAMM. We started the band back when I was in high school. Jason, our drummer, was the original drummer of the band. Jason and I went to Kevin, which is his big brother, and we said, we need a guitar player, man. So we got a guitar player. Then we just had to find somebody that could make noise on a bass so we could try to actually do our first show and learn all these Elvis tunes. And we were all kids. Kevin obviously was a little older than the rest of us, so he had played in some bands, so Kevin helped us really kind of get hit the ground running, so to speak, when we first started off. But Kevin's been there from the very start, and like you say, he's been a constant in the band. Kevin and I have played together every single year that this band has been in existence. Kevin and I have been right there side by side on stage, or right there side by side writing songs or working in the studio. There have been some comers and goers in the band, of course, as naturally happens in any band. Jason has always been the heart and soul of the backbone, the backbeat of the band. When Jason had to go away for a while for some just for some different reasons, and we brought in a fill-in drummer, we still felt great as a band, but we always felt like we were missing something. We were missing, and for Kevin it was family, literally his brother. For me it felt like family, because Jason is my best friend and always has been, always will be, and Kevin's right there with him. These guys are more family to me than they are friends. But that's kind of the story. There goes the story. We've been together for that long, for 15 years, and still counting. And I don't see anything stopping it anytime soon.
I met Brooke through another band, and I tried out. We immediately clicked, and we had, in our phone conversation the day of rehearsal, we recognized that we had a lot in common, including Elvis music, from rockabilly to rock. No country though. Neither one of us wanted to play country, so. But Elvis was one of the connections we had, and it's come full circle for me playing the bass for band.
My father was a Memphis musician, and he taught me how to sing, and I performed in a talent show at my elementary school.
Captains with the Pocahontas had every man a fan. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy, oh, don't you dare hit it with fever." With his kisses, a fever when he holds me tight. Fever! Time is missing, so Daddy, won't you treat him right?
I've been living in Nashville, and I've been performing. I'm a singer-songwriter. And when Brooke and I met each other and we started dating, he asked me to join the band and sing with him.
I was familiar with Elvis's work, but I didn't really become a big Elvis fan until I met Brooke, the singer of the band. He kind of introduced me to a whole lot of Elvis stuff that I wasn't aware of, a lot of the 70s concert stuff, and kind of turned me on to one of my biggest influences, the drummer, who was Ronnie Tutt, Elvis's concert drummer.
I've been playing with other bands, which were like garage bands. We did 80s hair band stuff, because I'm an old 80s metalhead, yes. I'm in my 40s. And my brother brought Brooke over to the house, and he was playing a karaoke tape of Brooke singing, let's see, which one was it? He was singing Love Letters, and then the concert version of My Way, and it was on a tape. He's like, yeah, this is my buddy singing. He's 16. I'm like, there's no way, that's Elvis. There's no way. He goes, yeah, it's him. I'm like, okay, whatever. So the next day I'll come home from work. This is why I lived at home with my mom and dad. This is back when I was in my early 20s. And I go upstairs, start upstairs, and I hear that tape blaring. I'm like, is he playing that tape again? Because I hadn't listened to Elvis a whole lot and stuff. Didn't really open my ears up to a lot of music till then. And I opened the door, sling the door open to say, if you got that playing again? When I did, Brooke is standing there. I'm not kidding you, 16-year-old kid with a mic way out here burying the last note of My Way, and my jaw dropped. And he's like, hey, it's my buddy Brooke I told you about. Want to start a band? I was like, yeah, sure, when do we start? And we've been together ever since, and we became the best of friends. I mean, music has tied us together. Brooke's like probably one of the best friends I have in the whole world. You know, he's like almost like a brother from another mother, as they call it. But me and him and Jason have been after it and doing it. Jason's been in and out, of course, due to career change and stuff, but we have fun doing it. Music is a big part of my life.
Memphis. Back home in Nashville, it's a little more intricate because we're working on so many different types of cover music. We're working on originals. We're tightening up the band to make sure. One of the things that you see bands do a lot of times, and we don't do it so much here at Elvis Week because you don't want the show to go too fast at Elvis Week. You know, you love being on stage and you don't want to just fly through your songs. So we relax ourselves as a band as far as etiquette. We relax ourselves a little bit here. We're not quite so proper. We're not transitioning one song to another. Here in Memphis, we really try to be very laid back with our approach and just have a great time with the audience and with our fans. Back home in Nashville, it's a little bit more about the show. So you're playing in a place. A lot of times when our band is playing in places in Nashville, we're playing in a spot that we've never played in before. You're auditioning, so to speak, hoping they're going to bring you back on a regular basis. So we sit down in the rehearsal room and we work on making one song flow into the next song, into the next song, into the next song. What are we going to say? When are we going to plug the website? When are we going to tell people where the next show is and how they can see us? So it's a big process back home, but when we come to Elvis Week, we kind of just let all that go, and we just come down here and we just enjoy our time with our fans and friends.
We'd had to get a band together maybe a year when we came out here and did our first show. And our first shows were Elvis stuff because that's what he knew, and I didn't know any of it, but I learned it. And let me tell you, it made me a better musician. It made me a better guitar player, and it made me appreciate more types of music because I became a fan because I really started to listen to what was going on with the music and dynamics. And it's just one of those things where you know, it just makes you, it's a reason he's the king. And it taught me a lot about music and where I wanted to go with my music. It opened new doors for me. Like I said, it made me a better musician and appreciate more different types of music. Now I listen to everything. And, but I'm still a hard rock and roll blues player. I'm steeped in the blues, love the blues.
When I come to Memphis, I try to just let it all out. I try to just let it all go and give 110% to the audience because these folks are out here for a reason. Obviously, yes, they love Elvis music, but they also love the people that come out and sing it and perform it. And they love everyone equally. It doesn't matter if it's your first year you've performed Elvis Week or if it's the 20th year you've been here. Everyone loves you and respects you for coming down and doing the Elvis music, you know? So I feel like it's my job to come down here and lay that energy out. And then the band just feeds off of my energy and I feed off of theirs. And back home it's the same thing. Back home in Nashville, we're not coming down and we're not going out and doing a 2-hour show. We're playing 3 to 4 hour nights from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. And we're playing 4 hours. We're getting 2 10-minute breaks in a night. And it's energy all night long. And then we played a show a while back and we had a really big packed house for about the first hour and a half. After it got past midnight, as expected, you know, folks started to head out the door. And we had about half the crowd after midnight that we had the rest of the night. And about midway through our last set, the sound engineer that was at the back of the room in this club we were playing in, he picks up a microphone and makes an announcement to the crowd over the top of everyone and says, I just want to say that I've never seen a band come into a place and lose half of their crowd as it gets late past midnight and put on just as powerful as a show to the small audience at the end of the night as they were at the beginning of the night when the house was completely packed. So, and that hit home with me because sometimes you just get in emotions and you wonder if you're doing your job right, if you're doing it well enough. And to have a complete stranger who's working sound in a club to acknowledge the fact that your band is just laying it all out there at 1 o'clock in the morning for these people in a club, it makes you feel really good about what you're doing.
The thing about Nashville, when you're doing stuff, you have to get the people involved and seeing that you enjoy what you're doing. You're having a ball. And being the fact we don't do any country music, ours is all Texas blues, hard rock and blues, rock and roll, classic rock, that type of stuff. We don't play a lot of gigs, especially on Broadway. Ours are mostly more outlying areas. The way it was in Memphis, we come down here and we pay tribute to Elvis. And if you do the songs justice, people are going to love you. You know, if they know you're doing it from your heart, They're gonna love you. They see that, you know, you bringing them joy, they're bringing you joy. It's a non-ending circle. It's that circle, like the circle of life. It just goes back and forth. But Nashville's a little tougher just because people want to hear Sweet Home Alabama, and they want to hear Give Me 3 Steps, and they want to hear Wagon Wheel. They got songs they want to hear, and a lot of them really just aren't interested in playing. Like Sweet Home Alabama, God bless that song. I know Billy Powell and some of the guys at Skinner have met some of them. I got too much respect for those guys for us to try to pull their stuff off with one guitar. You have to have 2 guitars and keys and all that. It's the way they build it. That, and we like to do what everybody else is not doing. It's kind of our trademark.
Oh, it's much easier here. These people come down here. They know what they're ready to hear. Most of them have heard us before, so they know what to expect. So these people are usually fired up before we even get started. When you play somewhere in Nashville, you know, you never really know what to expect once you get started. Sometimes, you know, people are really into you, and sometimes you just get a dead night. But anytime we come down here and play, man, everybody's great. The energy's awesome. And, just a really enjoyable time every time we play down here.
You better make up your mind. It all depends on you. But I'm leaving you behind. Find out what's happening. Find out what's happening before long. If you don't find out what's happening, you're gonna find out where I'm going. Sure, yeah.
You want to hear a funny BAMM story? Man, I feel bad to give you a story because so many of them involve Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's gonna think I'm picking on him. So I'm just going to say that we have a vault. We have a vault full of funny stories in BAMM as guys playing together in a band for over 15 years. You can only imagine. And so many of our funny stories have actually happened right here in Memphis. From driving down the road and a car wreck happening right beside us to being in the middle of a police chase. We were staying at a hotel one year where there was a huge drug bust, and we were all laying down in the floor of our hotel because there were cops everywhere outside and we saw guns flying through the air. And we were like, holy crap, what is going on? I went into a gas station in Memphis one time after we played a night show here at Elvis Week. It was probably about 1 in the morning. I went into a gas station and these 2 guys walked into the gas station behind me. I was just picking up a drink and I got to the counter and I paid for my drink, and the guy at the counter said, "You need to leave and you need to go now." So apparently he had some idea that these guys were probably going to do something. That sounds frightening, but actually it was funny. I mean, these are all funny stories because nothing bad happened in the end. But Kevin's had a few unfortunate accidents. There was a year where Kevin's head got shaved accidentally, completely bald. You could ask Kevin, maybe he'll explain that one to you.
We're coming down here probably the third year we played here. We were staying over on State Line Road, and the hair was getting a little bushy when I had more hair. Jason had his clippers, my brother, the drummer, and I was like, he trimming his hair. I was like, give me a trim, man. I said, just put the guard on 2 or 3. So he puts the guard on. We go out and sit down on the steps of the hotel, puts it to my sideburn here, and goes, go up the head. And when he did, the guard didn't lock. So he goes, and it goes, it sounded like a lawnmower that hit tall grass. He goes, uh-oh. I said, what'd you do? He said, Houston, we've had a problem. I touched it and there's a bald streak. I said, you might as well go ahead and shave all of it, because he went all the way to the top of my head. One big stripe gone. And I said, go ahead and shave it all. So they took turns drawing animals from my head and stuff. And of course the rest of me is tan. My head was solid white and it was hot. As soon as I got out here to the tent, there was bumps all over it. It was just an ugly sight. But they got a good laugh out of it, so. I want to touch somebody's heart. If it's one, it don't matter if it's one person. I want somebody to say, I had an absolute ball with these guys tonight. And I want them, I want them to leave everything. These guys are just like everybody else. They put their pants on one leg at a time every morning. Because I got a job, I work a job like everybody else. I have a job and I do this because I enjoy it. I want to pull somebody's pain out that night and make them forget it. I want to pull somebody's depression out and make it go away. I want somebody to walk away from their freedom.